Okay. Welcome, everybody. I'm so pleased that Jeff, I was trying to get hold of you because we always need you, Jeff. But today we need you. Oh, hold on a second. Let me open up the camera. We always need, but today we need you a little bit more because the rabbi had an unexpected funeral, and so his schedule was disrupted, and he's running late in building his sukkah. So he's asked us to please run the show without him today.
Okay. That's quite interesting. Wonderful. Wonderful with us.
So we need you back. Okay, so I say welcome everybody. Where's Joel Druin is here. I'm really pleased. Joel, I'll give you 2 minutes.
Fine.
Very nice email. I think you sent it to Jonathan Moch for some reason.
I'm very friendly with Jonathan.
Okay. In which I saw that email in which you told him how nice the Yom Kippur service was. So let us start off in good old tradition with the doctor and his joke, and after that we'll have a few words from you, Joel. You can tell us how was the Yom Kippur service, and then Bezrat Hashem, after that we'll have a word from our Kohen Gadol.
Thanks, Ben.
You've got about 5 or 10 minutes to think about it.
Thank you. Thanks for that bracha.
I'm going to be muting everybody else except the doctor.
Hello.
The floor is all yours.
Thank you. You can hear me?
Yes.
Good. Some time ago, Jack Bloom from the Democratic Alliance, the DA, was visiting and canvassing at Golden Acres and at the Sandringham Gardens, and he was meeting up with the residents, and he was having a very good time meeting with everybody and explaining the virtues of the DA. Anyway, he came up to a fellow called Chaim Shmerel, and he said to Chaim Shmerel, hello, do you know who I am? Chaim Shmerel looked at him and says, no, but if you go to the front office, they will tell you who you are.
Very good. Very good. Very good, doctor. Very good. All right. Now, Joel, are you ready to, I can't unmute you. You have to, all right, I've just asked you to unmute. So you've got to unmute yourself. Right. You're unmuted now.
Yeah.
We can hear you. So tell us a little bit about the Yom Kippur service
Okay, I'll start at the beginning. I've been a naughty boy for many years until I came to Sandringham, and I hadn't been into shul for a long time. And I've been here 5 years already, and I sat down yesterday and I said on Yom Kippur, and I said, I am not moving out the shul until the rabbis finished in the evening. And it's sort of the way he came across. He did the whole service himself. The only thing I did was the Haftorah in the morning. And I had never heard a Yom Kippur service conducted the way the rabbi did it. He explained things to us. I was absolutely mesmerized. And I could not stop listening to him. My concentration was purely on Yom Kippur. And it's the first time I've ever had a feeling like I had on Yom Kippur. And I got up from when we had closed. Everybody had stayed, even for Ma'ariv. Nobody had left the shul. And when the rabbis was finished, everybody walked out. And I thought, he's a hell of a guy, the rabbi. And I've never had a feeling or contact with Hashem like I had on Yom Kippur Day. And I came back and I thought, what the hell am I going to do? So I wrote a letter to Jonathan Moff, who I'm friendly with. And I spoke from my heart and told him exactly what transpired the whole day. And believe it or not, I even had the chutzpah to send it to the chief rabbi. And I got a reply from them. And Jonathan was, you know, being the type of guy he is, he said he's never read anything like it. And he decided, can I give him permission to open that letter up to wherever he wanted to? And I felt like a different person after that. And I really felt I got an upliftment on Yom Kippur, which I've never had from any shul ever in my life. And I'm 72 years old. And I just wanted to let my feeling out so that everybody could see that the rabbi is what he makes out. He's the most wonderful guy I've ever met in that sort of level. And I just felt that was the only way I could thank him. And that's exactly what I did.
Fantastic, Joel. And tell me, did he do all the aliyahs as well?
Everything. The only person who did anything else was me doing the morning haftorah. And I must tell you, up until a year ago, I couldn't even read Hebrew. And those haftorahs, he started teaching me, and Shapsi taught me, and I'm so into it now, you can't believe it. And it's through the influence of the shul.
Fantastic. But you also taught Torah to that young boy, I forgot his name.
And I did it to Anthony, the one he's in the Sowen Siegel now. And there was a guy, Brett, who used to come to our shul. I took the two of them. Neither of them had bar mitzvahs. Brett was in his 30s. And I sat down with them for a couple of months before, and I taught them the brochas. And I said, the day of your bar mitzvah, you are going to be on the bima, and you're going to have a bar mitzvah, proper bar mitzvah. And that's how it turned out.
But not only have you just learned it yourself, but you have actually taught it to other people who also didn't have the opportunity. Yeah. I think that you are really building such a fantastic place for you in Shemaim that when you turn 120, Bezrat Hashem, when you turn 120 and you eventually there, they're gonna give you a big welcome out there. They're gonna give you a big welcome, Joel.
You know, I want to pass that knowledge on to everybody else because I am fascinated and I love doing it.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well done. So well done. And really, and of course, in a way, I am pleased to that the rabbi is not here today, because you know they say that you're not allowed to embarrass somebody. What does it mean, embarrass somebody? It means that you're saying something negative about that person. But when you talk fantastically positive about somebody, you're also embarrassing him in a way. But today, because he's not here, I am sure that everybody in this Zoom meeting and everybody that's going to watch the recording agrees with me that we've got the most fantastic rabbi. One of the best in
absolutely.
Yeah. And I said to Rabbi Fox when he told me that he can't make it, I said to him, okay, we record it, you send you the recording, and so we say to you, Rabbi, thank you for being the fantastic rabbi that you are.
Yes.
Oh, man, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
All right. I'm going to, I don't know whether our Kohen Gadol is ready. Are you ready, Jeff, to give us a word?
Well,
improvise.
I'm really improvising. I'm going from point to point. It may not be fluid and fluent, but I'll do my best First of all, I'm with friends, so if I embarrass myself, it doesn't really matter. We will embarrass ourselves from time to time, and that's the greatness of having friends and unity in who we are. We can say what we want as long as we don't hurt people, and we're accepted for who we are, no more or no less. And I think that's the point of this last chapter, this of Torah, the Vazata Bracha. This is what it is about, not embarrassing and uplifting people, to end on a high note. What do we take from this last parasha? May I just, I'm looking at a couple of quick notes, which I'd like to just glance at, but what is it about? This is delivered, this bracha is Moshe's blessing on the last day of his life. This is it. This is where Moses concluded what he had to say, and he concluded with a blessing. It was a blessing to the people, and the Torah gives him what he puts into it is very touching, and it's very authentic. For the hearers before, he's castigating everybody, he's telling them what they're doing wrong, and that was his job. That was the job of a leader. That was the job of someone to bring to focus what needs to be attempted to rectify. And Moshe did that. And the biggest tribute that was given to Moshe, in my opinion, was the fact that the Torah says he was the man Moshe, the servant of the Lord. The parsha is read on Simchas Torah. It's read on Simchas Torah. This parsha is read on Simchas Torah. Well, it's a great joy. What it's about. It's a profound commentary on mortality and the human condition. What does that mean? Moses we encounter is simply a human being. He was made great by the task he was set, and by his humility that made him supremely one through whom the word and the power of Hashem could flow. That was the greatness. He was man. Didn't say he was an idol. Looked at the way the Western philosophies and religions, they make idols out of people and what have you. No. He was a man that was totally committed to Hashem, and Hashem was totally committed to making sure that Moshe did his task as he could do it, and only he could do it. So what I would like to mention at this case is, like Yaakov at the end of his life, Moshe blesses the next generations. What did Yaakov do? He got his sons around the bed and he gave the blessings. Some wouldn't say great, but certainly he pointed out their faults and what have you, but he blessed them and he left on a high note. So there's something particularly beautiful about this. So he was relentless in his criticism of the people throughout the book of Deuteronomy. So what does Moshe do? He softens and lets them know in his final words just how much Hashem loves them. That was the most critical thing. Because if you're getting criticized all the time, you come to think, well, we're no good. We can never live up to anything. That wasn't it. It says, happy are you, Israel. Who is like you, a people saved by Hashem? I mean, what a thing to know. And what a know that we've walked the walk. We've done the route. We had a great leader. Moshe got us to a point where he handed over to Joshua in front of everybody. He left them with wonderful feelings in their heart. And he gave us what we know is our inheritance, the future. We became the people who look to the future. We didn't look at ourselves like these nations of the world saying, look how great we were. The Babylonians, the Romans, and great we are. No, ours is in the future. We always saying, we're going to be there. We've got the march. We're going to walk the walk. And that's what we do. That's as Yidden to holding hands together. We walk the walk together and we're heading to Sinai. And that is the beautiful thing about our nation. We are glorified by the future, not what's happened. What's happened is gone, has no relevance. The only relevance it has, it gives you a stepping stone into the future. It's the here and now that takes place. And Moshe in the here and now didn't start, there was no eulogies about what I did, what it, nothing. This was Moshe saying, listen guys, I'm out. It looks like haven't quite made what I wanted to get there, but I want you to know one thing. Hashem loves you. You're going into the future strong. We've got the rules how to live by. We're going to do it. We're going to play our part. And throughout history, we have played our part. Yes, we've slipped from in certain centuries and we've been wiped out, but we've come back. Because deep down, our ikka tells us, our source, our inside knows that there's a truth in who we are and there is a mission to where we're going. And this is what my take is on this last Parsha. And we are very grateful that we can share this together, that we have a joint mission. It doesn't matter if it's in this generation or the next, what have you, but we're the link. We're the link to this generation. And it's so wonderful that we can sit discussing it and praising Hashem for giving us the opportunity.
Yeshakeach. You know, I just want to say about Jeff that when we hear him talking, we can feel the enthusiasm. Jeff, you've always got so much enthusiasm, and unlike other people who give also good droshes sometimes, you've got a smile on your face whenever you give us a drosha. You've got a smile, and that makes everybody feel very good. Thank you for that. But of course, Sukkot is such an important event.
It is.
And I remember a story, and this is a true story. I happen to know who it happened to, but I won't mention the names. So this person bought a house that it was in not such good condition, and he moved into the house. And then a couple of years later, he decided that it's time to renovate the house. And when he decided to renovate the house, he moved into a little flat in Hazelwood, right? That one of those in the middle floor where he couldn't build a sukkah. So when it came to sukkahs, the house was 3/4 renovated, and he started talking to the builders, and he said, "Listen, this you didn't. You know what it's like when you do a renovation. This is not right, and this is not right, and you didn't do this right." And then he decided that he better build his sukkah in the garden of the house that is being renovated where he wasn't staying. And he started building his sukkah. So the workman phones up his boss and says, "Oh, boss, the boss is really unhappy with our work. He's decided to build a shack next to our house."
That's beautiful.
But you can unmute yourself. But by the way, what is so beautiful about Sukkot also is that, you know, we're living in these difficult times, in these terrible times. But we've got to think of the times the good times that we had, and the good times that perhaps, Bezrat Hashem, we will have again. And I want to tell you something. When we talk about beautiful sukkahs, because, you know, it's nice to beautify the sukkah. The most beautiful sukkah in the whole of Johannesburg every year was the sukkah at Sandringham Gardens. It was so beautifully decorated, and we always had a good time. And Bezrat Hashem, we will be in the sukkah again next Sukkot in 2021, 5782 it will be. and Bezrat Hashem,
Amen.
we will remember all this, and I'll be sitting under a real sukkah, not this fake one that I've got. So, right, let's finish up with a couple of. By the way, Joel, your presentation about your experience at the Yom Kippur was beautiful. It's been recorded.
Beautiful.
You will see it.
Beautiful.
And Bezrat Hashem, we will all have a good gesunden year. Unfortunately, one of the of course Sukkot is followed by Shmini Atzeret and Simchas Torah, and one of the most beautiful events of the year is Simchas Torah at Sandringham Gardens, which this year we're not going to have. We're just not going to be able to dance together. But things are getting better, as you all know. Things are getting better, but from the experience that we've seen in places like Israel and other countries, when it gets better, our guard and our carefulness has to increase rather than relax. We've got to increase rather than relax. Anyway, so it's Sukkot tonight. I'll sing one, Jeff, and you sing another one, maybe. I hope I don't take away yours like I did once before.
You go for it. Go for it.
Because tonight,
Don't take anything away.
but it's also Shabbos, and Shabbos actually takes precedence. When we say Good Shabbos, Good Yom Tov, we're supposed to say Good Shabbos, Good Yom Tov, not Good Yom Tov, Good Shabbos, because Shabbos
That's what you said.
is the summum. So we say, Boihim v'shalom aderech bala,
Simcha u'tzala,
toch emunei
segula.
aboich Allah, lecha dodi likrat, b'nei Shabbos nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabla, bohi v'shalom aderech bala, gaham besimcha uv'tzahala, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Okay, I just
Super.
finally that we've got. I see that I've received a few messages that people that normally cut, including my uncle who normally connect, and they have not been able to connect because Zoom has changed the system, and now you have to put in a password, and I had to change the link. So some people did not come on. So we are 12 people, of whom 2 are not going to be in the recording, because to be in the recording, your camera has to be on. But I want to tell you that the YouTube of last week was watched like by 50 people or something like that. So even though we are few live, lots of people are watching us. Jeff, over to you.
Okay. What do we, the big aspect of all the Yom Tovim is Hallel. It's the praising Hashem. That's what we do. This is so important in every matter of our life. But especially on the Yom Tovim, we sing Nigunim from Hallel. So there are 2 Nigunim, which I know you know, or I'm sure you know, and I would like to do them for you if it's okay. V'tzeis Yisroel mi Mitzrayim Beis Yaakov Yamleis Hoyso Yehuda LaKodesh Yisroel Ben Shalsol Hayom Rav Yonis Ayadein Yishov Lachor Erim Yakadu Be'elim Gevos Gevdeson Malacho Hayom Tisanos Ayodein Tisavlechor Eorivim, Ikaduchelim, Ivazoin, Ibnathan, Riflei Adon Chloret, Yaakov, Ofi Atzur, Mayim, Halamishlam, and Alayim. Ma'ashiv, Ladonai, Ol Tigmalohi Olai, Ois Yeshua Sesa, Uvashem, Hashem Ekra, Nedorai, Ladonai, Ashalem, Nikmana Lechol Amoy, Yaka, Ere Adonai, Hamav Shol Chasido, Adonai, Ki Ani Avdecho, Ben Amosecho. Lai, 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 Pitachol Moserai, Lecho Esbach, Zevach Toidau, Vashem Adonai, Ekra, Nedorai, Ladonai, Ashalem, Negadol Holamor, Chatzrois Beis Adonai, Besochei Yerushalayim, Lai, 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 hallelujah.
That must be signaling their time's up.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And thank you, Mama Chutten and my good friend and the Kohen Gadol. And everybody have a wonderful Shabbos and a wonderful Yom Tov. And let's do some davening that next year we'll be together under the, even if it, let's make a resolution. Let's make a resolution. Next year, Bezrat Hashem, if it's Pluchening, and if anybody doesn't know what that means, it's raining cats and dogs. If it's Pluchening, we'll be together in the Sukkah with
Amen. Amen.
good Shabbos and good Yom Tov, everybody.
Shabbos, Yom Tov, Mama Iva, Selman,
Yom
Yom Tov.
Yom Tov.
Shabbos, good Yom Tov to our beloved Rabbi. Bye-bye.